Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my live reaction for SSSS Gridman, Episode 5, okay? And this video is actually being recorded on time for once because I've cleared out all my work, so hopefully I can do the editing quickly and get it uploaded. So, without further ado, SSSS Gridman, Episode 5. Wow. Wow, just starting off with fan service. Wow. If they're willing to do this with her, that means I'm guessing we're getting Rika's thighs, and well, there are thighs right there. So I'm guessing we're going to get more with Rika as well, seeming like one of those episodes. That's messed up. That's messed up. Something tells me he doesn't mind that one all that much. Oh man, she goes by the same script every episode, doing something that she knows she hates, but doing it just because she has to keep up appearances, and then later trying to kill the person who got her into it in the first place. Question is, who's she going to try and kill this week? The teachers? The friends? Going straight to the source to find out more about Gridman. Since clearly it didn't work questioning Rika. Nice. Nice. Oh, that's funny. Just getting that information out. Okay. In their own way, I guess. That's a really inconvenient system. That's really inconvenient. So you can only call Gridman if you're where the computer is. And you can't even call them without your cell phone. What happens if it gets destroyed in the entire destruction of the kaiju? Like, the device he has on his wrist, that should be enough to transform. That's how this stuff is supposed to work. Yep, gotta make sure you get those good shots. Wow, that's convenient. Does Japan still have public phones? She should at least know her own place's phone number. Yeah, seriously. What is he doing here? Just waiting for Gridman? Okay. But you're like twice his size, though. Like, if anything, you should be the one carrying him. And why does he even care about her at this point, when all she does is throw stuff at him? Again, with those... God, they have their priorities straight when it comes to these shots that they're giving us. That's a really inconvenient system. That's so stupid. They need to get like a mobile version of it or something, man. Like, turn it into a watch, a smartphone, some type of, I don't like anything other than a freaking computer that you've got to lug around. Turn it into a tablet for all I care. You know, I'm honestly not really sure how I feel about the execution of Gridman as a series. Because if you're going to structure the episodes like this with a fight as the most important part, then the fight needs to be the most entertaining part, obviously. But sometimes I feel like you can pull this off. You can pull this off like Star Driver does, where it's obvious he's going to win from the start, and it still ends up being enjoyable. But I don't know. There's just something about, maybe it's just this one fight specifically, but I don't know. I just don't find this fight to be as interesting because it's a giant turtle mountain thing just sitting there. So I honestly just find myself waiting for the episode to end, honestly. But I thought it could pierce the heavens. I'm still waiting for those Kill la Kill references to the life fibers. I'm still waiting for that. We have multiple Gurren Lagann references with drills. We have those guys being from Neon Genesis Academy or whatever. I'm still waiting for those life fibers to show up. Or maybe something from Little Witch Academia or something. How is she supposed to be the best waifu of the season if she doesn't do that at least? How is she supposed to compete with Bunny Girl Senpai? It's almost as if there's something specific to them that leads to kaiju being created, like perhaps a classmate? Alright, so that was episode 5 of Gridman. I kind of already said what my thoughts are on this episode. I said it before that this show, both the show and the episodes themselves are structured in a similar way to Star Driver, where the beginning of the episode is just character interactions, the end of the episode is a short fight, the main characters always win, there's never any doubt in anybody's mind that the main characters will win. But Star Driver pulled it off in a way that was better because the fights were more entertaining. I guess they both involve mechs. I don't know. Maybe it was just this episode. Maybe it was just this episode because the opponent was this giant mountain turtle thing, and it's like I'm a big fan of choreography in fights. So you can just shoot a bunch of missiles, and that's fine. But I care more about choreography than just like showiness, which I can appreciate a good showy fight every once in a while. But if every Gridman fight is like that, it eventually like you want something different, and this is not the different I was really interested in. So I don't know. This episode was okay. I'm waiting for something to actually happen that matters, I guess, because at some point they're going to have to figure out that Akane is creating the kaiju. At some point, there has to be a final battle that they build to. We're going to have to explain how Alexis knows Gridman and whether Gridman knows Alexis. There's stuff that has to be explained, and it's like they're putting it off for the sole purpose of stretching out the series. Like, this episode felt like filler. Like Akane, the one thing to come out of this episode is that Akane confirmed that Yuta was in fact Gridman. But she already had that belief, right? So having an entire episode where it only serves the purpose of confirming that belief, if that's what you're going to do, then I would like it to at least show us some type of new strategy that she's going to take or something, you know? Like if 1 minute of the episode is the only thing that's relevant in the entire episode. You know, like even the kaiju itself, she confirmed that Yuta was in fact Gridman, but her strategy was one she put in place before she even confirmed it. So even then, it just felt like it wasn't really connected to the one thing this episode set out to accomplish. So I don't know. I'm just waiting for something to happen that doesn't feel like filler. And you know, it's been 5 episodes. I did like the first couple. The last couple have been okay. I haven't really cared as much about those interactions as I did the ones in the first 2 episodes, since they were introducing us to the characters and everything, showing us what types of people they are. Akane willing to kill someone just out of pettiness, and like that. That tells us something about the characters, right? But this was just like, what did we? I will say that I liked them pointing out the flaws of the Gridman system, but it serves more to annoy me than actually get me to feel as though they've developed something, because now it just makes me think like, well, no, this is a silly system. Why is this a thing? Well, like, why? You're telling me that they've never once thought of like what happens if they can't get to junk when a kaiju attacks? Like, so what do they hope in order for this episode to not in order for this episode in hindsight to mean something to me, they would have to actually do something with that later on and create a mobile system where I guess you could say create a mobile suit. But they need to create some type of mobile system that actually allows Gridman to be summoned even when they aren't close to junk. They should have even thought of just knowing that they were going on a trip. They should have known to think of that. So, like, last episode, Rika said, like, oh, these kaiju only appear around me. Well, if you know that you are going to be away from the one thing that can stop the kaiju that keep appearing near you, then that's something you should consider, you know? But I don't know. Whether or not I look fondly back on this episode will depend on how the next episode or two actually handles what happened here. But until then, I can't really say that this was a good episode or a useful episode. It's something that relies on future knowledge. So until I get that knowledge, I'm just going to hold off on saying whether or not this episode was in fact good. For now, it was just okay, but hopefully it will be. I will look back on it as a good episode, and hopefully they will capitalize on this stuff later on. But the formula, I just think that Star Driver did it better, and I've never really liked slice of life stuff unless there was something holding my interest with it, like at least comedy. But the comedy here isn't even funny for me personally. I don't really laugh that much. Like maybe once or twice an episode they get me to chuckle, but you know, it's not like laugh out loud funny the way other slice of lives are. It's just like, okay, that was amusing. No, that was amusing. Okay. Oh, was that it? Like, oh, okay. I guess we're just going back to regular slice of life now. Like, you know, like I'm just not a fan of slice of life. So if a series that's structured this way wants to keep my interest, it has to be something else. So that's why I'm just like digging, trying to find out like if this is actually building towards something. But hopefully it does do that, and hopefully I can look back on this episode with hindsight and determine that it was in fact a really good episode, and hopefully the rest of Gridman can live up to those expectations. But for now, that is my reaction for Gridman episode 5, and yeah, you guys, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at BlacklistOTA, and I will see you guys next time.